Sweet. More freezing rain. And more text from a big group text. So we'll deal with that as well. Now, too hot. Put too many floats on. All right, let's get into it. Tying the sex dungeon. Oh, offended somebody's granddaughter. Don't give a shit. So we're just doing the Gami size 4 and size 6. Small one in the back. Not going to weigh in on that controversy except, have you ever tried lying to a child? Hey, what's this fly called? The bubbly circus bunny. There you go. Problem diverted. If I ever actually get a fly tied professionally, I'm going to call it the Bukkake Gangbang. There we go. Because why are we throwing shade on people that got kinks? Huh? Just let them live their best life. Also, like I said, lie. Just lie to children. It's called the pretty princess flower. Or just don't fish it. Your grandkids, she's throwing the dungeons? Not likely. Anyways, I don't really give a shit either way. Here we go. Little update to this. I don't know if it's an update, but my buddy Willin says tie it with rabbit. Moves better. Probably. I wish I had this in micro, but I don't. This is just two-tone stuff, whatever. You can read that. Looks kind of crayfishy. Let's be honest, people. They're bass. They're not picky. At least not where I live, because, as I've said before, nobody fishes for them. So, just get a little tail. It's going to be a two-parter in here. And just tie it on. Just get that rabbit and tie it to the hook. What's going on here? The only thing I don't like about GSP is it wants to do this sometimes. It's just like, don't do that. All right, see if I can remember all the stuff in this fly. Probably not. So there's that. Then, forgot the dubbing, so I already fucked this up. You're gonna reverse wrap some wire in there, whatever wire you want. I'm gonna use copper because 2 reasons. It's the first one I saw. That's the main reason. And the other reason is it kind of goes with the crayfish thing, right? So tie that copper in like so. And then what's the other thing? Oh yeah, dubbing. Let me grab some of that. We're going to go with whatever that is. Olive. I feel like I'm forgetting a step, but we'll see. You can do a dubbing. You can try to talk too. You could do a dubbing loop here. Kelly does. We're on a first name basis. Just kidding. Everybody knows who I'm talking about though, right? And he wants it tapered. Doesn't matter. I don't know. It looks good. Do a little one if you want. Not crazy. Just kind of thinner at the back and then a little bulkier up front. I don't do a dubbing loop unless I absolutely have to. So I don't like them. Like that. Just leave a little room up front. There she goes. Tie in some type of hackle. I'm going to use a kind of a tan Grizzly Hackle. Looking for one that's not great because I want those for them musky bugs. So there. This one's fine. And then tie it in here. All that shit on this table. Like so. And then wrap back through the dubbing. I don't know why they do this instead of just tying everything in the back and then wrapping it forward. maybe the whole counter wrap thing. I still feel like you can counter wrap it from the back, but this is how they do it. So that's how I'm going to do it. I'm not trying to reinvent the wheel here. So, little hackle. It's about as trouty a fly as I'm going to tie. And you could probably fish for trout. I'm not going to. Somebody might. And then just get that wire. And let's see, reverse wrap it. So it's going to come the opposite way that you wrap that hackle. And, pulling it pretty tight just to where you think it's going to break. But doesn't. And then counter wrap back through it. Like that. Cool. And that's it. That's the fly. Just kidding. All right. Cut that guy out. Cut this guy off. We'll probably use him for the front part. Throw that over there. And then just another piece of rabbit. I kind of cut this hide to a point. Just think it looks better. Water flows over it possibly easier. I don't know. And you don't want it too long. You don't want it over that other part. It's a fairly short piece of rabbit. Less is more for sure on this fly, because it's pretty small, and you don't want to have wads of rabbit on there making it hard to cast and mess with. So like that, the bottom of the hide really shouldn't go past the other one. So I have to fight the urge to tie it in longer, but it's going to turn out better if you don't do that. Pro tip. Then I spin to win. Just puts an edge on that GSP thread and tie her off. You can get in there and try to make it as nice as you want. I'm not going to do too much because I'll end up hooking myself with a back hook. So there we go. Touch it with some Zap-A-Gap. Man, 2 coats was a bad call down here. I thought it was going to be colder. I'm starting to sweat. Some of you maybe like, oh, he did a bunch of tying videos in the same day. No, I'm just wearing the same shit for the last 2 days. No one's coming over to my house. I haven't even showered in 2 days, which is not that long, but I'm just sitting around here, okay? Not doing anything. Time flies, making stupid videos. That, again, you want to see you want to see how to tie this a fly a better? Watch Kelly's video. It's not hard. Just pop on YouTube and search for Kelly Galloup. Come on, get through the whole sex dungeon. Ow, that's hot. And yeah, it'll come up. And then you can watch it. He does like a bead in here, I think, and some wire. So I guess we'll fuck around with that. I thought I left the wire over here. My desk is a disaster. Oh, there it is. Wintertime, it gets like this. I start just tying a bunch of flies for basically every species that I'm going to target. And not big on cleaning up in the wintertime. Got a bunch of beads, Amazon, and then pick whatever kind of color you want in there. Either an olive or I don't know if I want to make it pop or blend in. I think I want to blend in that somewhere. And yeah, get that other hook, the size 4. You can do double 4s. You don't have to have that one back there. What am I doing now? Duh, fucking being an idiot. That's what. So get that through. And then get that through. I drank an entire pot of coffee, so I am shaky. That's what happens when you have the whole day off, is you drink a huge pot of very, strong coffee. And then just get that guy in. And I mean, he ties the eyes in first. I guess I'll do that. I'll just do it the way he does it. I mean, it is his fly. So probably a good idea to follow the recipe. Again, I'm not trying to be like, you know what? This guy made the fly up and fishes it way more and probably tied about 100,000 of them, but I'm going to just do it different. Where are my eyes? Oh, I got eyes. Now they're lost in the shuffle. So I got to clean this shit up afterwards. What color do I want? Gold? Do I want this little guy in there? What's that, medium? These are large. Doesn't make sense. I like the gold. These are just brass. They're large, but they're brass, so they're not really heavy. I just kind of like the way they look. Hey, good night. Again, we're good on the fucking licking. Like, I don't know how you get that much bass out of your tongue and your mouth, but it is deep. And it kind of drives me nuts. I love you to death, but it makes me want to punch you in the face. So this thread's not going to be great, but whatever. Scoot it back a little bit. Scooch, if you will. I feel like this thread's going to break on me somehow, because it's not wanting to come off that spool. So he says don't get crazy with the tying the eyes down, because with this wire, this kind of locks it into place, so to speak. So get that wire, get a dat wire. And I kind of just loosely throw it on there first so I can kind of see what's happening with this thing. Yeah, that's fine, I guess. Go forward. I'm not going to go through the eye because I don't have fucking space. Those B10S's, they're tiny. I don't even know if I'm going to be able to cinch this up. We'll see. Ow, that's sharp. Not really. It's not going great to begin with. Aren't you glad you tuned in for this? I mean, am I the best or what? Can I get some pliers and pull on it? Or if I can find my pliers. Dude. Hey, dong licker. Don't try to hide. Hey, good night. Yeah, I see you. I see you through the table. Yeah. Okay, that didn't work. I'm just going to do this and not give a fuck. Just straight back over itself. If a bass pulls that out, I have officially caught the biggest one that is in the area that I guide. Well, I didn't catch it. I hooked it, and that's fine. So I apologize to the clients that lose a fish off this fly, but whatever. Okay, I'm going to pause because I know I only have 29 minutes on this fucking TV camera. And we're back. I feel like I forgot a step, but it's okay. More rabbit. Let's go all the way to the back there. Again, cutting that tail to a point. So, I would say if you can find some micro strips, you're better off. Maybe even pine squirrel, although that's a little skinny for my liking for this. I want a little bit of bulk in there. And you just want it to kind of, same thing. Not overlap back there, but kind of hide the connection point, if you will. Even shorter. I don't think this is going to turn out that well. Because I'm optimistic. You know what optimistic means, right? It means you're stupid. Okay. Get that guy in, like so. All this shit is everywhere. Same thing, just get a piece of wire somewhere, anywhere, and tat it. Again, I'm just kind of laying it down, folding a little bit of it back, then going back over the top. Then we're going to get some dubbing. Maybe a little thicker here. Starting thin at the first part. Man, that's really becoming a bitch. Whatever. And just kind of working forward. And a little more. And I guess one of the things that you want to make sure to do is really get that dubbing all the way to behind the eyes. You don't want to leave a space like you might have done before. Just gives it for a little cleaner look. Like so. Where'd that hackle go? Get the hackle that you had. Now it's a little bit wider section. Tie it in here. Just like 2 ties, flip it around. 2 ties, you're good. And wrap it towards the rear. So kind of a cool fly. I wanted to tie a couple of these because I was fishing with Willen in Wisconsin for muskie for a couple days. Got our butts kicked, but had shots, just blew it. Shocker. I did, not him. Then we had like, which way am I going? This way. We had like 10 minutes left on the last day of the float. And he's like, well, I know you like bass. I was like, goddamn right. He's like, oh, pick up that other stick. It had one of these dungeons on it, just a mini in yellow. And within about, I don't know, 5 casts, I had 4 very large smallmouth. Just crush it. And I kind of jokingly said, like, dude, I could have been doing this the whole time. I would have preferred to do this. Just kidding. I like the muskie, but bass are sick. I mean, they're fun. Okay, so that's cut. Final piece of the rabbit, same thing. Making a point. Getting just a little stitch of it. Tiny little stitch. Maybe less than that. Be interesting. I'll tie a couple more, not on video, but a couple more with the micro rabbit and see just exactly how much more I like it or dislike it. May dislike it. There's always a chance. There. Just going to throw some zap on there because there's a bunch of stuff and it just helps lock it in. But you definitely want to make sure that dries before the next step, which is going to be some deer hair. Now, he does put some rubber legs on there, Kelly. Of course, I don't have any right here. but I'm going to do a little different. He just does, I think, like one down each side. I think it looks weird. Obviously it works, but this kind of sexy dungy, I want it more to look like a crayfish instead of a bait fish. I don't know how successful I'm going to be, but So I want just a couple more in there. So just 3 instead of 1. We're going to do 3. I guarantee you I'm going to fuck this head up so bad that I probably won't even fish it, to be honest. This is 3. It is. I suck at spinning deer hair, like so bad. It's kind of like when I was working with Deck my first season, and he's like, "Why don't you use single spay?" I'm like, "Dude, I fucking suck at single spay. Everything else, pretty good. Single spay, suck." And he just goes very simply, "How do you practice it?" And I don't. And he's like, "Well, spoiler alert, dipshit. Yeah, that's why you can't do them." So he spent the last couple falls when I worked there with him, dialing it in and helping me out. Thanks, buddy. Appreciate it. Now I can do them. So we're going to get like this little bit of tan. It's kind of like a light olive, if you will. And cut a chunk. And again, this is why I'm not good at deer hair, because I don't do it right. I just kind of do it how I want. I want it about that high, so I'm going to, before I even pull anything out, I'm just going to cut everything off, because that works perfect. And then I'm just going to dump it in there. I used to not even use a hair stacker. Does help a little bit, so wow, that didn't though. That's fucking awful. You know what? Still gonna use it. Let's see, is that right? No, it's supposed to go the other way. Killing it. There. Just pull down. You don't want any on the bottom. That's definitely something he said before. So you kind of just work it through, pull it back, work it through, pull it back, work it through. La-di-da, it's not perfect. Like I said, it's not going to look good. But people that know how to spin hair will be like, "Oh yeah, I could do that way better." That's what this video is here for. Do it better. So, trying to create some space there. I'm a big fan of just covering bullshit up. You know, like just manhandle it so it works for you. Wrap some thread over the top so you get some room, and then hide it with other shit. As long as you're having fun and time flies, and occasionally a fish eats it, who gives a fuck? I mean, if you're doing like a book or something like that, it's probably important, but I've seen my fair share of mistakes in books as well. Not a lot of proofreading going on out there, you know what I mean? That would probably fish. I'm going to try to pack another one in there. I can't ever get the head real thick. He gets a real blocky head on his, which makes it look great, makes it look cool, makes it look like how it's supposed to look, and not how mine look. So I can already tell that this is way too much hair for it to work. Still gonna go for it. Get in there. I need a different one of these. It's like, well, enjoy this part of it. Just mashing it now, snail. That came out all right though. Pretty long. I'm gonna cut some down. Yeah, this ain't gonna work. You know what? Gonna go for it. This one, I think you do want to spin it. Obviously, I did a lot of research. Oof, that's not even on the fucking... Oh, yeah, it is. Spin to win, baby. No. I got the spin there. There we go. Slight spin. Here, I'm kind of screwed. That pen's not going to work. Yeah, definitely too much on there. Definitely. There's like no eye of a hook to be seen anywhere in there. Where are you at, bud? Is that you? I see you. That's going to be tough. That is not going to want to work. Great. But if I can get in there, it's still going to look like shit. That's right. You called it. You knew that was coming. But actually, there's nothing there. I thought I was going to say something, but I'm kind of like locked in here. The thing is, I wanted a bulky head this time. And to get that bulky head, sometimes you gotta fuck some shit up. God, if I could just get like 2 turns in there and then just start trimming. It's still not gonna be great. Promise you. But maybe I'll have a cool head. Maybe not. Most likely not. But you guys get the point, right? My videos are a little bit different than everybody else's. It's like, wow, that turned out like shit. You guys, you get what I'm saying, right? That's all that's important. Is you're understanding. You're picking up what I'm putting down. This is where I cut the thread for sure. Oop, that was dangerous. Even more dangerous. This one's not going to be good. That's definitely a thread cut right there happening. Or a fucking cut my finger. God damn it, I did both. Fucker! This is basically unsavable. Well, now I can fix this fucking thread because it's driving me insane. Okay, that didn't work well. Dead air. I don't even know if this is coming back. Fuck it. What's this? Yeah. I'll dig that out when I'm really down and out for some. So my thing about GSP gets real, like, what's the word I'm looking for? This bullshit. Like just thin and kind of splits apart from itself. Like silk or something. Maybe, maybe not. Is silk like that? It just doesn't stay together great. This is fucked. Should I trim more and then try to? Maybe I will. Because I'm not getting anything in there right now. That is what I said. So and I'm not doing it, I'm not cutting it in true dungeon style just because I don't care. And I'm not good at it. His is like way more blocky. I just want some puff up front. Again, this is supposed to somewhat look like a crayfish instead of a minnow. So the big eyes and all that stuff trying to... I could probably just super glue the fuck out of this thing and it'd be fine. We're going to try to get some thread on there. But it's not going to be good. But if I could just get a couple. Just give me a couple. Maybe. I'll probably cut it again once I start trimming, to be honest. Okay. Going for it. As far as my tying goes, I'm pretty happy with this. It's funny that I would kind of consider this a smaller fly. I just don't do well with shit that's small. Just prefer big stuff. Okay, that's definitely around the eye. Did I save it? Yes. Does it look good? No. Am I going to be able to get a leader through there? Probably not. Am I going to keep asking myself questions? I am. Is it annoying? 100%. Did everybody just turn this video off? They did. You know what? Ooh, that was too much. It's coming along. Then I used to have a little, whatever, soldering thing, I guess, or whatever you want to call it. They're pretty sweet, but they're real brittle. But you can just get in there and it just melts or burns or whatever you want to call it, all the fibers out of the eye. Another pro tip from a buddy deck. If you want really clean, you know what? That kind of worked. Really clean heads and finishes on your flies. Obviously, like mine, I care a bunch. It's a really efficient, and like if your OCDs are heavy and you're like, that head's got to be perfect. Can't relate, but that stuff's good for it. I forget what's cautery tool maybe. They're nice though. I think Caroline has them. Kind of like more of a muddler head, be honest. I'll just take my super nice scissors and shove it straight up that eye hole. That's nice. So that's fine. Okay. Yeah, man. I did it. Actually, I like that. Say what you want. And then the legs, I don't want them too long. I think it impedes with that swinging. So just enough so that brown or whatever that color is, olive shows up, like right there or something. They kind of look like, they could look like legs. They could look like pec fins off a sculpin. They could look like your mom. No, just kidding. I don't know why I said that. But that's it. The dungeon. I'm pretty happy with it. I'd fish it. Probably just going to fish changers, to be honest. But, something else. Plus, when it gets wet, they can look kind of cool. There you go. Tie one. Mess it up like I did.